Welcome back, everybody. Today we're doing a stock profile on a company called Wesana. Wesana is actually a pretty good company because it's trying to do a good thing in the world. They're trying to help people that have TBI-related symptoms. That includes migraines and anxiety. They think they found a treatment that nobody else has really offered, so they're trying to fulfill a need, and there's not much competition right now, it seems like. Something else that they are looking to help people with is people that have had multiple concussions with brain injuries, and they found that their treatments have been working with them as well. It's a smaller company. I think it's listed for like 80 cents on the stock market right now, but it's been as high as $9 before. And when you hear the plans about how they're trying to expand quickly, you will see that this might be a pretty quick growth opportunity. Now, so their founder is none other than Daniel Carcillo. He used to play in the NHL for 9 years. He won 2 cups with the Blackhawks before he had to retire due to concussion injuries. And he talks about all the time about how he seek treatments for his injuries, and he found that there was not really much out there for him to use. And eventually, he found an experimental treatment that he found some success with, and he's been working to create a company that uses that and builds off that success that he had and share that with other people. And it's something that he's very passionate about, and you just love to see someone that's really passionate about their company in this manner. What's really interesting is that he's willing to show his brain scans from when he had a lot of injuries with his brain, and then you can actually see the success that some of the treatments have had with him personally. So you know that he's a true believer in these type of treatments. The company was founded in 2019, and their main headquarters is in Chicago. I think currently they have 2 locations, and they're opening up a third in Naperville very shortly here. And the company went public in 2021. They have a pretty good, highly experienced leadership team that has brought many drugs to the market. We'll look at that shortly here, but when you look at their individual resumes, you can't picture how this company is going to fail. And they're also looking at potential partnerships with other companies like MAPS, which is just another encouraging sign that they're reaching out and trying to expand. So here's their leadership team. Obviously, Daniel Carcillo's on that list because he was the founder. And from all his time playing the NHL, a lot of teamwork is needed to succeed on that level that he has succeeded. So he knows how to lead on that level. Next up, we have Chad Brownstein, and he's the executive chairman and co-founder. And we'll look at his LinkedIn in a little bit here. But another guy that has a lot of experience developing businesses. Mark Wingertizan is the chief science officer. And again, he's another guy that's had 5 products go to market already. So he's been through this process before. And that's just basically what it feels like for a majority of these people, is that they've done this all multiple times in other companies, and they're just all coming together, and they're just going to probably do it again, which is just a pretty cool thing to see. And so I want to take a look at Chad Bronstein's LinkedIn so you can see his history. And he's pretty experienced here. So he's worked at multiple companies in very high leadership role areas. And in fact, he's still working at a couple of them at the same time that he's working at Wesana. And even here, Chief of Revenue, SVP of American Sales, he knows how to get deals done. Vice President of Direct Sales. So the guy has seen it all in a variety of companies, so he's a lot of different experiences to pull from in order to help lead the way for this team. And it's just crazy. The list just seems to keep going on and on and on. He's also the founder CEO of another company at the same time that he's working on. So the guy's a busy guy, and he's got a lot of experience too. So even their board of directors has some recognizable names that they can use to help spread word about their company, such as George Michael Steinbrenner. He's a Indy NASCAR team owner, and I think he was the youngest Indy owner of all time. I think he started that when he was 22. So they got names that they can use to help move their brand. So this is where you might start to see some opportunity arise. So right now, their market cap is only 12 million, maybe 13 million, depending on what the price is. So the market cap right now is really small, but they're targeting some very large markets where the market cap is up to 14 billion, and they actually have 3 different markets that they can grow in at the same time. So they have a lot of room to grow. And if that doesn't get you excited, I'm not really sure what will. And the reason why those market caps are really big is because there's a lot of people suffering from the symptoms that they're trying to treat. Just in America alone, like these numbers are just insane. 15 million from PTSD, 17 million from depression, 20 million from addiction, and 40 million from anxiety. So their treatment involves combining two different molecules. I'm not going to pretend to know the in and outs of how their drug works, but I do know that they've already done animal testing and they've shown results that it's already been successful, showing like 50% improvement in the test cases that they've done so far. And then here's a slide that kind of shows some of the successful therapies that they've already done already. So you can pause this video now if you want to take a look at this. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next subject. So these graphs show how combining the different molecules made a more effective treatment than just giving LDP alone. By looking at these bar graphs here, you can see that they had over 50% additional improvement for depression than they would if they just had LDP alone. So their thing shows promise as it's going to be working. And one of the goals of this company is to create like state-of-the-art clinics that could be used to dispense all their different treatments that they're working on. And here you can hear Daniel talk about them himself.
Yeah, for sure. I think that it's really important because the medicines that we're actually developing are experiential in nature. Like you have to set up the care delivery of this in a really important way. So the way that the clinics are going to be set up is extremely important. And then just, I've been through the medical system, right, through my personal story, and there's literally, quite literally, no mental health clinics out there. So we are going to build the Apple branded of mental health clinical networks that address like a multidisciplinary approach to treating people, so that we won't have to turn people away. We can take people that come out of the ER system, and then we can package this up nicely and spin it off to big healthcare, because a lot of our services are insurance remunerated. And the way that you help millions of people is to make sure that you build something with the guise of insurance remuneration. And so, yeah, like I mentioned, we're self-sustaining now, and that cash flow will be cash flow positive in the next 6 to 7 months, which is exciting. And we have an eye to expand out of the state, which hopefully I can speak more about soon. And again, just what's exciting is these referral networks that we're creating with different hospital systems, and just being able to have boots on the ground, supporting people and treating their mental health ailments with holistic avenues with medicine, and then FDA approved ketamine is probably 65 to 70% of what we do in these clinics.
Did you hear him say those words? He's already said that they're sustainable. Like, that's awesome. So the drug development strategy is outlined here, and you can see that they're aiming to be in phase 1 studies by Q4 2024. If you've been around the market long enough, you know that the anticipation of those studies tends to make stocks rise. So that's why I think this could be a short-term gainer for some people. And then if you are able to hold this, if it passes phase 1, passes phase 2 and 3, like this company could really be set up for like some future success. So I like that they outline their targeted patients, and the one I want to focus on is number 3. And this is kind of what gets me a little bit excited about this company, because they know that a big portion of their target audience is going to be performance athletes, and they already have names in-house that they can use to tap their connections in order to get their drugs into like teams' facilities. I mean, some of their biggest investors are even athletes, such as Mike Tyson himself. So they already have a lot of people that probably have connections to target the big athletes, and then when they start taking the drugs, that's just free advertisement for the company moving forward. So that might cause a snowball. So last but not least, let's go ahead and look at the chart. Obviously, they're trading near all-time lows at 65 cents right now. So if you're going to buy the dip, this is the time to buy the dip. And you can see that it's constantly been above $3. And going back to 2018, it was as high as 10 and even 5 based off news alone. So any type of positive news could make this stock pop at any time too. So that's pretty cool. I think that wraps this up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and see you guys tomorrow.